Morning, babies. Good morning. Hello, hello. Hi, babies. So we're doing our new morning routine because things have changed a little bit around here. So Bun Bun gets his papaya in the morning. There you go, Bud. And then I pretty quickly give him his pellets because he's done that papaya in 2 seconds. So he gets 1 tablespoon of Sherwood pellets in the morning and 1 at night. And now for the piggies, since we don't use any support tabs now, they get a tomato each. There you go. I have to cut Angus's in half because he won't grab it from me when it's whole. And some of the other pigs grab it so funny, like they're scared to bite into it. There we go. Okay. Usually Nammy's pretty quiet about it. Come on. There we go. Raisin. Okay, let's calm down, ladies. There you go. Crazy people. I began. There you go. These guys chomp into it, no problem. Good thing that's not my finger. So that's what we do instead because they were so used to getting a support tablet right when I started. So I have these that I'm not using now. So I had to figure out what else can I give them right off the bat because they're all just trained to be up at the bars waiting for me. So that's what we use instead is the tomato, and that seems to satisfy them. So we do have 2 of the support tabs from Sherwood that I've been using. The vitamin C, which the pigs do like. My only thing is it's quite expensive for being vitamin C. Like, yeah, it has nice ingredients, but this was $24. And same with the urinary was $24. Don't mind spending $24 for the urinary because it's not really something you can buy in store. But for vitamin C, I think that's a bit much. So I have picked up vitamin C chewable tablets from Jameson. These ones are just vitamin C. You have to be careful. Some tablets they add other things into. So these tablets here, for 1 tablet has 25 milligrams of vitamin C. These ones are 500. So I break them up into really small pieces just to hand out to the pigs, where these they can eat a whole one. So this doesn't really last that long. This is 100 tablets for 24 bucks. And this one was 120 tablets for like $6, but I'm breaking them into so many more little pieces. That was kind of the same thing when I was using the Oxbow vitamin C. These were starting to go up and up and up in price to the point here in Canada. Some of them were $15 for 60 tablets, and it's mostly Timothy hay, barley flour, oat groat flour, cane molasses, some other stuff. Oh, vitamin C, flaxseed, dried yeast. Like, that's a lot of money for the first bunch of ingredients not even being vitamin C. So anyway, I think like this stuff obviously is cheaper if you're in the US to buy right off of their site. So I could see me still buying the urinary support, but as for the vitamin C, unfortunately at that price, I don't think I'll be repurchasing. I'll just be sticking with some tablets if we need it. Okay, so today is a day where I have to change pads, like bed pads and the pads underneath their hay. And I make sure these are set up on days that I have off, or else this morning routine would take me forever to complete before I have to go to work. So we'll get started with that. Alright, I think I'll start with the trio here. So these guys still are being a bit picky with finishing all of their pellets. So I do make sure this cage for sure gets vitamin C. I'm going to pass these pellets on to these guys because I don't want them to sit out for too long and these guys will finish them. I just want to keep giving these guys fresh ones to encourage them to eat them. Okay, so we'll give out our vitamin C first. Don't mind up here. This was from when we were doing some probiotics with pecan. I gotta dump that out because we're done with that now. We just finished. So I'll give them half each. They break really easily, which is nice. Pecan won't take these ones so far. Are you gonna take it? I dropped it, sweetheart. Might have to give her the other one. You have to get her one of the Jameson ones. She's so picky about what she'll eat. What did you? No, you didn't take it. So these ones are really big. I might need something to cut it. I need to buy a pill cutter. Because otherwise I was using these heavy duty scissors. Like, since this is 500 milligrams, all I take off is like a little piece. Like, that's more than enough there. Here, sweetheart. Here, sweetie. There you go. Okay, you and Reese can have the other part of this one. Okay, good piggies. Yeah, so this will last for like weeks of just breaking that up, which is fine by me. So these guys are gonna get fresh beds. The couches are fine, but fresh pads off of those, and then fresh snuggle sacks, fresh little liners there. Hi, sweet pea. Okay, that was fine because I just put that down last night. And unfortunately for most of this hay that's down here, it has to be thrown out because they just pee on it. Pigs will be pigs. Yeah, Hucky's already eaten those ones, which is good. Because it's just nice to, especially trying to encourage these guys to really get into eating the pellets, as putting out fresh ones to entice them. And I don't want pellets to sit out for too many days. I don't know if they start to taste stale or anything like that. I don't know. So it's so funny that like these guys were the first ones to just mow down the pellets, and then they kind of tapered off, and we're just like, meh, we want our other ones back, but you ain't getting them back, kids. Yeah, that's wet stuff. I hate when they do this, when they pee on a ton of it. But there's nothing I have found that will ever make them stop doing that. It sucks, but that's a fact of what happens. Okay, it looks like Bullseye and Angus kind of want some pellets, so I'm just going to stop quick to give them some, because they're hanging out by their dish. Okay, there you go, buddies. You can eat that while you're waiting. Nammy and Raisin still have a few, so they're okay. Just have to keep everybody occupied, because in the morning, usually everyone's pretty wild about hurry up and give me my food. Okay, we'll give you guys some orange pads. There. I love when things are nice and fresh. Put something clean down. So all these liners I usually have to change every couple days, or some of them every day, for like under where they pee and pee the most. So then I just have to sweep up the poops on both sides for them. Then I'll stuff their hay, give them more pellets. Hi, cuties. Because it's not till everybody gets finished that the vegetables come out. And for these guys, I am doing less veggies. Because now that I can tell that she's not bloated all the time because we're off the soy and wheat, I can tell that sometimes too many veggies at once are a trigger for her to start looking bloaty again. Before I couldn't tell because she was just bloated 24/7. I could not tell if anything was a trigger because we were trying like way less veggies or days with no veggies, but still being on the other pellets, she just was staying bloated. But now that we've got her unbloated, I can tell what things are bothering her, and unfortunately, it is pellets. No, it is veggies. Like too many veggies. She does totally fine when we just do our little piece of carrot in the evening, little piece of cucumber, but in the morning I do their big salad, I guess you could say, with lettuce, radicchio, green pepper, and that seems to be a trigger because about partway through of eating her stuff, she starts to blow up. It kind of looks like a puffer fish, like her fur gets really puffed out and she just looks crazy. And then for a little bit after, she stays in that kind of a bit of a bigger state, so just something just does not sit right on her stomach when she's eating that many veggies. So I'm going to try my best to break up these guys' veggies like to smaller portions, because I still want them to get the nutrition from the veggies, but it's kind of tough at the same time since they all live together, so it's really difficult. Because I'm just being honest, I don't have time in the morning if I'm going to work to like be dividing the cage so that Littlefoot and Reese can eat as much as they can and keeping Pecan separate, and plus I think that would be kind of torturous for her. So like the most important part of their diet to me is their hay, which they eat a lot of. And now that I'm supplementing them vitamin C, like I'm not concerned about them not getting enough vitamin C. So if they would start eating a bit more pellets, I would be super happy since we had to decrease veggies. But vegetables can cause bloat and stuff as well if they have too many. It can ferment in their stomach, giving off bad gases, changing the bacteria in their stomach, causing bloat and gas. So if that's what's reacting with her, then we have to go with some less veggies. It's just the way things are. Okay, so these guys are good for right now. I still have to replace some snuggle sacks, but I don't do that right now because nobody's gonna go to sleep while it's morning veggie time. So I don't grab those until I'm done with everybody because it's kind of the last thing I need to worry about. Okay, so now we're gonna go off to these ladies. Hi, sweeties. Hey, little spazzies. So these ladies have a mess of hay. This pile was actually some of those guys' wasted hay from last night. Because whatever they seem to kick out onto the floor, they like refuse to eat. So if it's going to get wasted anyway, I usually put it in Nammy and Raisin's cage and let them pick through what they'll eat of it. Because it was going to get thrown out anyway. So that's what some of this hay was. It was going to be tossed out anyway, unfortunately. That's my biggest pet peeve with owning pigs. Oh, well, there's another pet peeve when you dump stuff on the floor. But my biggest pet peeve is them wasting their hay. But it doesn't matter how you set it up. They still choose what they want to eat and what they want to pee on. So it's one of those things I've never found a solution for. Because even when I did hay bags where it wasn't on the floor, they still pulled out everything onto the floor and made a big mess. So I think I mentioned before where for some of the pigs for their piles, I try not to give too big of piles and just fill it up more often. But even then, sometimes they're pretty bad for wasting stuff. So that's life of pigs, I guess, right? You just have to get over it because that seems to be what they like to do, unfortunately. So these guys get 3 pads this way. This is the main spots where they pee. Over there, not so much. So over here, I change these more regularly. So we're not really matching right now. Putting some pink in here. Okay, sweetheart. Put that back there. So for these couches, I think I'll flip them over. Got quite a bit of pee and poop on there. So these girls have been doing really well for not having bad calcium coming out. Like, there's some calcium there, but like, look at that's hardly anything. There's a dot there, which is pretty washed out compared to the thick amounts that they were having previously. So I'm happy about that. Hi, pretty lady. So morning routines, like the changing, takes me a lot longer. Usually for like days where I'm going to work in the morning, I just have to do a quick sweep up. So as I said, I keep this stuff for days that I'm off so I don't feel like stressed out. Because it can be a little bit on the hectic side when you're changing everything and lots to do. But I don't mind it at all because like there's no rush for me today. And I love, love, love after they have a tidy cage. Oh. I dropped pellets that were on their liner. Maybe Seymour's going to hoover them up for me. But yeah, nothing's nicer than getting them all fresh and tidy to like start their day. And then seeing them relax on their fresh, clean little bed pads and stuff like that. So I never mind tidying them up or how much work they are. Because watching them enjoy themselves is the best thing ever. So I'll give these guys a bit more pellets. So theirs I have to move away from the water because what they like to do is drink water and then still have it kind of dripping out their mouth and go over to the pellet dish. And then what happens is they waterlog a bunch of their pellets, like so that they all crumble into big junky pieces, and then they don't eat those pieces. So they are silly. Okay, is this bed dry? Yep. Okay, so these guys have been doing really well with their little private area under here for eating their hay and not burrowing, which is a pretty big deal. Yeah, that stuff's wet. So their pads under here, like this middle one that goes here, usually is changed almost morning and night sometimes, because that is where they are both going pee the most. Which is no big deal to me because it's super quick just to roll up a little 1x2 and lay a new one down. Hi, Hucky. You like to go wherever I'm going to be tidying, don't you? So when I'm doing like these fuller cleans for their morning, it's twice a week. So we clean cages out fully Monday nights and Friday nights. And then it's Wednesday morning and Sunday morning, today's Sunday, that we do another little half thorough clean. And I also do Apple's little hiney. So cage cleaning nights and the 2 mornings a week are when I check her bum and like do the wipe down that I've shown before to make sure her bum's tidy, and then put the coconut oil on. So she gets that done 2 nights a week and 2 mornings to stay on top of her yeast infection issues, to hopefully stop them from coming back. Plus, I like to do it that often so that if anything starts to happen, just like last time, I caught it so quickly compared to the very first time she had it. So that's definitely a bonus. So they can have a bit more pellets too. Probably just that much. You two are so sweet. Okay. So you can see there's a little light calcium deposits, like those are so washed out. That one's a bit more powdery there. But overall, most of the calcium deposits I see are like that, just really washed out. Nothing to be concerned about, which is good. So as I explained before, it doesn't matter what you're feeding, they're going to have calcium output. Just whatever calcium they don't need in their diet, they're going to get rid of through their pee. It's just you don't want it to be the calcium carbonate sludge that is gritty, creamy, and just clumpy. So having some dusty, chalky white powder come out isn't the end of the world. Obviously you don't want like loads and loads and loads and loads, or else that would be a very clear indication that they're getting way, way, way more than they need. But okay, so now I'm gonna go wash my hands and get the little pad for her before I finish anything. Not yet, guys. I still got another cage, okay? Still got one more. Starting to get chatty. They think I was done. Okay, Apple's probably hiding because she knows. Oh, yeah, she knows what time it is. You're so cute. You're so cute. You're such a good girl. Hi, babe. Oh, there's Bun Bun. It's okay, hon. I'm just gonna take a little peek. Just gotta get a different viewpoint here, Sweetie Pea. There we go. So if she ever gets where there's a little bit in her fur, just like, you know, pee and stuff that I can't get rid of very well with just that pad, I do just a bum clean, where literally I just use a little dab of Gorgeous Guinea shampoo and just get her wet there and scrub around it very gently. And Apple's a very vocal pig, so her squeaking and squawking there doesn't mean anything. She's just a loud pig. She talks a lot. Like, see, I'm just petting her and she's talking. Because someone had commented, I hope she's okay because she was screaming. Well, that's not her screaming. She's chatty. Both her and Huckle are very chatty. Okay, Sweet Pea. That's all. That's all for today. We'll probably cage cleaning night have to do a little teety bum wash. There you go, precious. So yeah, I usually wait for cage cleaning nights to do if she needs a little bum bath. Just as easier because everything's nice and fresh, and I like, if you're going to do a bum bath, to put them back into a totally fresh cage. So bum baths are super good ideas to do if that's all that your guinea pig needs, because you want to wash them as unfrequent as possible. So if the only area that looks like it needs a bit of tidying is their bum, just get their bum just a little bit wet, tiniest bit of shampoo to scrub right where you need it, and then rinse it off super thoroughly, dry them off with a towel, and then you're done. And then they're nice and fresh, and you didn't have to stress them out with a whole huge bath if they don't need it. Okay, so we'll get those guys some hay. Are you gonna eat some pellets? Eat some pellets! Make mommy happy. You little turkeys. Okay, here you guys go. Okay, last gauge, guys. Okay, now to the little messy men. Messy men who have like a poop party every night. I know I've said it before, but I can never believe how much poop these guys have. So these guys I will give totally new beds. They like to sleep on top and in them, so usually they end up getting wet. Hey Angus. Holy. Hi Bullseye. So this one bin here is stuff that's all ready to go in the washer because there's nothing on it, and that one I'll have to shake out. Hi sweeties. Oh dear. Okay, that's all wet hay. Wet hay and pretty stocky hay that they're not going to eat. Okay, pardon me. Hey bud. What are you smelling? Do you smell other piggies? No screaming or anything. So when we were doing pellet change, one thing that ended up happening with Angus was he had started to get a bit softer poop here and there. So all I would do would take a poop from a pig who's not on medication and do the probiotic like I showed you guys the video on, and put some water in there and syringe him a syringe full of that to get his bacteria flora going well, and then his poops would go right back to normal. We had to do this a bunch of times. Like he'd be normal for a few days, and then for whatever reason they'd go a bit soft again, which I imagine it's just, you know, the diet change of his body trying to adjust to the new pellets. Like they never went terrible. It wasn't like he was having diarrhea or like anything scary like that, but it was a bit of a challenge at first because I was just kind of like, okay, how out of all the people pigs, are you the one that's having some weird poops when the pigs that have digestive issues are having normal poops now? So it was weird, but as I said, it went back right to normal really quickly. Anytime I would give him like the probiotic. So it never was like a super big crisis or anything. It was weird. But okay, so I'll be grabbing them beds like I said after. Nobody's going to be going to bed right now. You boys have pink. Don't you love it? Hey Bun Bun. Hey Bun. There we go, guys. So I'm going to start a load of laundry, wash my hands, and then we'll get veggies out. And I'll probably fill the Brita up right now with some water because definitely I'll have to change some of their waters. Hey, pretty girl. Are you just... Okay, so it will be time for veggies. Gotta go grocery shopping today to stock up for the week. Who's hungry? Oh, I hear some squeaking. Oh, it's dark on the end, but we won't use that. Okay, so for the trio, I'm just taking the tops of the lettuce. Because right now I'm in the experiment stage of finding what is the okay amount for pecan to take. And since these have the most water content in the stems that could potentially cause her the most irritation, we are testing today whether they'll be okay with just the tops of the lettuce. Because as I said, I'll be able to tell really easily if that's bothering her, and we'll decrease the next day again until we get to wherever her happy medium is, that amount of veggies is not going to bother her. There's for Bun Bun. Yeah. All this stuff's gonna go upstairs and get tossed out. So next we have radicchio, which I think I'm on my last one of those as well. Yes, sir. There you guys go. So for radicchio, I usually give 2 or 3 big leaves per cage. Everybody really likes the radicchio. You guys are not satisfied with your little baby bit of lettuce? Wow, that's a big no. I found, even though Bullseye's off his medication too, that the quantity of veggies don't bother him. But he was never having bloat problems while on his meds where Pecan was, so maybe that's why. Okay, so again, I'm not going to give them the stem parts, just give them the more leafy parts. Yes, sweetheart. Come here. I have to be careful what I'm giving you. I think that's more than enough. Because what ends up happening, I'll show you if she does it, literally her coat puffs right out, and her stomach puffs out to like this big, she looks crazy. And you can just tell that something is bothering her, like, severely. And it doesn't happen while she's eating hay, it doesn't happen if she's snacking on pellets. It doesn't happen, as I said, with the small quantities of vegetables that I'm giving in the evening, where she just gets a little piece of carrot or a little piece of cucumber. It's when they're having their morning stuff and she's gorging on a bunch. So that's all I'm going to give right now. Since I'm home today, I'm going to bring green pepper down later so that I can kind of spread it out a bit more to see if she's going to be okay with just eating that now and then green pepper in a little while, because that's another thing that we feed in the morning. So we'll see. We're experimenting, as I've said. I just want to do right by her and let her have some veggies if we can, because obviously that would turn into quite a hassle when you're trying to feed the rest of the cage. Like, I'll do whatever I gotta do, but I would like to find a happy medium where this quantity of veggies doesn't trigger her to be bothered. So hopefully we find that. So I'm just going to give everybody their beds back, and then I'll check waters. And then I'm going to go grocery shopping, and when I come back, we'll see what Pecan looks like, and I'll give out the green peppers to everybody. Okay, maybe I lied about the pepper. This is one of April's favorite things, and she's apparently missing it because she was just reaching up like, where's the pepper? So usually I use 2 like pretty decent sized bell peppers in the morning. So here's what we're going to experiment. I'm going to use just 1 between everybody, so that means the trio will have a smaller portion. I'm just making things up as I go because I want everybody to be happy, but now I notice some of the pigs are asking for their green pepper. So if I use just 1 pepper and we have way less per cage, maybe that'll be okay for Pecan. Because so far she's not puffing up with the way less lettuce and radicchio. So we'll see. The good thing now, though, that she's off those pellets, even when she does get a bit bloaty, it's like nothing life-threatening because I can tell so quick if she needs some tummy rubs or stuff like that. And obviously, the pellets were a pretty big factor in making her just be bloated all the time, where now, as I said, I can tell. Over here, honey. Yes, you got your peppers. Yeah, where now I can tell right away that the last thing that's still kind of bugging her is her veggies. Probably because her stomach was always in a state of upset before, the veggies just didn't stand a chance, where now it seems like some veggies are okay. Okay, little sweet peas. Okay, so she still looks normal, which is a big deal. Do you want one? Do you want a piece of pepper? So that's all we got, hon. Here, Reese. That's all I got, sweet pea. I was giving you very little. Like, sadly. Because you still look normal, so we might be winning. Yes, yes. Hi, Bee. Hi, gorgeous. Oh, you're so cute. She's just a little love bug now. So friggin' sweet. Do you want more pepper? You're not puffy at all. So maybe that was a good amount of veggies. Right? What do you think? What do you think, my gorgeous? I just want you to be comfortable and happy. I know you'd love to eat more. Time for bed? Alright.